Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Unity of Command 2. We're playing the II of Blau 2 scenario. It's July the 7th, 1942. After some spectacular initial successes, II of Blau quickly ran into problems. Large parts of the 4th Panzer Army got embroiled in heavy defensive fighting near Voronezh, as its supporting infantry lagged behind. Regardless, Phase 2 of Blau is set in motion as planned. German Army Group A unleashes 1st Panzer Army, while 4th Panzer continues its drive in the Soviet rear as best it can. We have to force the Sal River. I'm going to take a look at how that looks like. I mean, the first part of Phase Blue went well enough, except for that final attack, but across the Don got quite punished there. Phase 2 of II of Blau is ready to commence. 4th Panzer Army should continue its drive southwards while simultaneously securing the Don River. Delays caused by the fighting near Voronezh will stretch 4th Panzer to its limits during this operation. Meanwhile, 1st Panzer Army is ordered to drive on Starobelsk and subsequently attempt a link-up with 4th, thus trapping several Soviet armies. The rest of your forces should keep a steady pace and mop up any Red Army pockets left behind before finally moving in on Rostov. Note that an initial advance through Stalingrad is not advised, and the 451st Security Division has been reconstituted. So if Morozovsk all the way there, turn 5. Rostov, turn 8. Secure the Don is turn 2. That's also a holding objective. Secured Don 2 on turn 3, so that's actually quite a big succession, and then securing the Don 3 is turn 5 and hold. Force the Sal River is turn 8 and hold. Milorovo turn 5. And Surovikino is turn 8. Yeah, so basically what's happening is this construction outside of the road is basically done, and then of course I have people moving in above me, so it's just unbelievable how much, you know, annoying sounds there are constantly in this house. Tends to get pretty frustrating. I don't need that additional armor that much. So let's do that, and I'm at 75. If you can attack that through that side, that would be pretty useful. I would need something else. I only have 2 additional steps that are not going to help, actually. So I would have to buy something, which I'm not going to do. Basically, I cannot go through for Stalingrad, but I can move up here and then try to link up with these units before heading over to this side. I would have to beat them. Could be worth it. Let's see. Because I don't need that. This is 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. But I would have to take a look as to... Okay, I have none now, so I need to technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my additional units, so I can get rid of the entire 4th Gebirgsjäger. to add steps to these other ones. I don't think I want to build any pontoon bridges at the moment. No, I don't care about attacking up there either. If I'm gonna break through there, I want these guys to move up as much as possible. Certainly moving in there too, just to protect that supply. Let's take at least that already away from them. Sometimes I'm just so confused. Didn't I just take a step away? Why can't I put that step on those? Now I can? I forgot. Yeah, never mind. Bye. Actually, there is no need to remove them. I'd rather keep these in the security unit, despite that effect being exceptionally marginal. But the 68th Infantry Division can get reorganized through that security unit. Giving you the buck. Moving you that should be it. Okay, I think. I'd need these guys to attack this Secure the Dawn hex, I would say. And the thing, though, that I then wonder about, I cannot do that. Let's move you in there, though. I'm also afraid that these guys will go and attack this. Also fearing for their life somewhat. That's very interesting. That suggests that this is empty. But can that be really the case? It is. I will take it then. I'm actually looking for a unit from 17th Army to start that off. And I guess move in there. This is a bit weird. What is... Okay. Fuck that. I mean, it was a 4, so, you know, it's... At some point, I can't really do anything about it anymore, like... At some point it... Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. In that case, I need to... if I make it like that, 1, 2, 3... Yeah, otherwise... Nah, I think I'm fine with... doing this. And that... That was a big mess, actually. Nope. I will, however, over, go in there. And start moving some of these guys to the side. There's no real reason why I would have so many units on that area, and this can be completely empty. And can I even remove this one? No, I cannot. Ugh. Okay. The tanks, I guess, are the biggest threat as well. And they cut off that rail line. I'm getting some supplies through here. There, I don't know till how far that goes. Fuck me, I did not move the 4th Panzer Army. Shit. Man, I'm playing super poorly here. What? How is that still a 1-1? Unbelievable. And of course they cannot actually get into that particular hex, so I need to use you. Okay. They'd be cut off for 1 turn, same for them. So it's actually still a problem. Okay. So that is definitely something that I'd need to be concerned about. Now, if I can just take Milarovo, The... That's a bummer. If I could have taken that for free, that would have helped out a lot. Let's move there. We know that they have tanks that will still be able to attack. Probably even somewhat ahead there. I'll put you in there, hopefully as a bit of a block against these. And yep, I knew it. Well, nothing to be done about it. They're not gonna cross either way. I'll have to reinforce them. Will they try to go through? Basically, this comes from this road. The I don't really care about that. If I... The tanks are the one that I need to get here. So that will be the ones that I'm gonna be after. At least with these attacks. I need to get something to move into that Dawn Hex as well. Basically, you just have to gamble that they will be in supply, or I don't need to necessarily. Just do that. Now at least they are on the rail line, they can move down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't work. They have 5 moved. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so if I move them there, they can basically take over the Secure the Dawn Hex. On the next turn. I'll do is I'll resupply them. No overrun there, huh? Well, nothing to be done, but at least they're quite a lot weaker now. That should account for at least something. Not the most amazing, but nope. Even with a 4, it's still very tricky, so... I'm not doing anything silly. Many of these will be out of supply for 2 turns, so I would feel a little bit more comfortable getting in close and personal while moving the 6th Army HQ there. Now at this point, do I have any set piece attacks? No. Sure. I need to keep that at 2. They will always be out of supply. Basically, I need to get it from there now. But I'd rather do this. If they're gonna go up there, that sucks, but... Not forgetting to move that this time. Holy smokes. Guess that'll be it. Interesting. I don't really care them doing that, so we now know at least indeed that there are plenty of units now that are not gonna do a whole lot. Five enemy units, okay, that's those. Fair enough. Yeah. Let's get these in there. Part of 6th Army. So even in 6th Army now, I need to... I mean, they will be here for 3+, and they're also in 6th Army, only for 1 more mission. So effectively what I would need to do then is take 2 of their steps to put it there. Meanwhile... let's start getting these. Did I forget? No, I didn't forget to move anything. Both of those will be out of supply for long enough. All right, these were gonna go in there. Well, the good thing is that I'm no longer reliant on this rail line anymore, or on that, but I can now use this rail line to Milarovo. Which is quite useful. They'll already be out of supply for 2 turns, so I'll also be pushing a whole lot of units like that, and they'll be out of supply for 2 turns. I can't immediately defeat all of them, but let's just make sure they don't cut off the rail line. As I move further along with the bunch of units. It also helps me to make sure that they don't cut me off, etc. I'll deal with these guys on the next turn there. Sweet. I don't need to kill these units, just need to make sure that they don't do anything frisky. Which they're not very likely to do anyway. Okay. Both of the, or all 3 of those have already moved. Wait, where's this? Up there too. Let's deploy these, and they can kind of just dig in there. This will be good because it gets them into veteran status. Maybe I can even get both of them on their veteran status. That's pretty good. It's a shame I cannot deal with it currently. I will have to see what I can do. It's just a tiny stretch too far. Unless they can get in. They can't. But I do think even now, at least taking this hex is pretty decent. So they will have to move just a little bit further. Right, they can still go in there on the next turn. Anyway, if I... Next turn will be turn 4, so... There is nothing in there. What I need to do is the following. I need to cut this off or here. And then yeah, because if I do it now, then what will happen is they'll just immediately recover, but I would need to destroy that soon, I suppose. I mean, even if I destroy it now... Yeah, they were just repair. That's not effective at all. Okay. There's gonna be a time where you need to basically deal with the supply hub issue. What might I wanna attack? Oh, no. I could keep those there. Not too sure as to how far they can get, but they might get very close to the railroad. Any attack on those, they will not get back. And that'll be it, I think. No reinforcements here. Where are they getting their reinforcements, though? Up here. All turn 5. Yeah, they still got it in there, unfortunately. Not surprised they cut them off. But it's not too bad. I do have 2 divisions there, so I'll deal with it. Okay. The goal is to get the Romanians to get to veteran status too. Or better, but I'd be shocked at getting actual elite units like that. We'll see though. Let's turn 6. Actually, let's now get you in here. I can even just use these guys, or maybe even better, these guys to beat them. I know they can also go there, but that is not a crazy part. So everything in this pocket will be out of supply for 3 turns by that point. The southwestern front can't really do something about it, I would say. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, but I feel like I'm gonna be in a world of pain here. No? Okay. Oof. Okay. Then I would quite gladly get a lot more XP on these. I really want them to become veterans, so I'm gonna take that attack for sure. Don't have that railroad running currently. I'll have to take a look here because it seems like yeah, I removed every single thing there. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think they can probably... Yeah, they still have that one hex in here. 1, 2, 3. I would... Let's see if there's a unit there now. No. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. They would take those hexes, so then they can still deploy everything there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get both of these to move up so they don't have to deal with those spawning units. Oh, they will, they will be able to do that. Well, what I can do is I can get through Vicino and then move back. Okay. So then I also need to force the Sal River, so I might just as well head back down with those guys. That might not have been the brightest thing I've done so far, but if they want to come down, I think that's actually gonna be fine. You know, I have those guys there. And I think indeed now I'd rather start moving down. We know there's nothing in there. Like, they might still go around, but what can they do? They're gonna attack that? It's highly uninteresting. So you need to stay there to keep supplies going up to those guys. I mean, I do have this, but I'd rather not get into a situation where they get out of supply already. They might still get into this hex. I can see them do that. So let's move you in here and keep him there. Okay. Now, at that point, what I can do... Let's do this. But this... Can I do that? Yeah, I can. Remove the last units from that side of the Don. So stern 5. That should be fine. All of these will be here for 2 turns. They will be here for 1 more. Well, I can do so many attacks here that pretty much any unit that I get, they can at least go into veteran status. Just be nice if this Jaeger division would go to elite, which they can. Let's see. At this point I'll be moving back the 17th Army, and I'll just move back a little bit. As I said, there's no reason for me to try to go for Voroshilivgrad and or Rostov at this point. They should be back in supply, but I would want them due south. Guess that will be it for now, I think, this turn. Yeah. They do absolutely nothing else, huh? Wow. That's pretty crazy. Also, in a way, good for me, I suppose, but let's... Oh. $160, 200, but they need to get to 220 to be allowed to take the next step anyway. Can we just get real here? This is really frustrating. If my units are elite, I'm most certainly not going to attack with them anymore. In here, or at least I'll try to mostly use other units. The repair bridge, eh? The thing that I actually want is cheaper logistics, but we're probably never gonna get that. Alright, they're veterans. Finally. They can take that. This is a bit silly, the fact that I cannot take it for now, but... They're under the 1st Panzer Army, so they'll basically just have to go to a supply hex, unfortunately. They're very close. One thing that's useful about getting them to become better is that I can actually give them one more step while they retain their veteran C status. Okay, so what I was gonna do here is go in here, take that. Now I can have 1st Panzer Army get their 8th command point, and I'll actually move back behind that river. At the same time, with some luck there'll be nothing behind the river, but I'm not too confident. At the very least, let's start by moving these in here. You'll take that. So now I have those 2 units nicely dug in there. I need to put a unit in there at the very least, since I have no clue what's gonna be up there. Okay, you there, you a Milarovo, you another hex further. Let's see what I can deploy here. 13th Panzer, is that up there? Probably not, right? No, it's turn 5 still, of course. It's not turn 6. I... Didn't think about that at all. That was silly. So if I cut them off on turn 6, then 7, 8... No, I need to cut them off from now. Let's use the sabotage. And just see how that plays out. They'll probably just repair it, but at least they'll be out of supply, that HQ. We'll see what it does. So because of that too, you can't do that now. They will be out of supply for 3 turns at least. So I can actually get a little bit closer here now. Because they'll be out of supply for 1 turn. It'll be... somewhat problematic for them, I'd wager. A few down there. And yeah, it's pretty much the only thing I can do. Units with Caucasus are the most dangerous. I'll attack that. But ultimately I don't think it's gonna be that bad either way. And that's gonna be it. I got almost all the secondary objectives, and I only need to take Rostov. I know they're gonna deploy a bunch of stuff out there. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Zone 3 is pretty good. I'm not... Where are those guys going to be deployed? Down there. I think doing this now. Seems to be a pretty good idea. Take Rostov. Which means that all of those units will be out of supply as well. For a second turn. Which is also very good. Let's at least get the units that are out of supply for 2 turns right next to a rail hex. So that they will get supplies. And let's get most of these back in there. Move up. At this point, I'll just move my units south to start taking on this next group of units. Okay, they're just somewhat unlucky. Which is fine. It happens. They'll be out of supply for 2 turns, which will not be enough, but at least they can no longer attack by that point. Since I already do have Rostov, the one thing that I want to do is let's move you into Shakti. You're gonna do something silly like that. If they're already elite like those guys, again, I am not looking to attack with them at all. But I can send them further up the line. Okay, they can actually build pontoon bridges there on the next turn, although, yeah, they will get stuff on turn 8, so I can actually cross already by that stage. No need to attack into them, although they cannot attack back anymore, so... For all intents and purposes, this mission is finished. So 3, 2, 2, 1, 3. This unit will need additional reinforcements, so I better attack with them, so they'll get to 245. You're gonna be there for also 2 turns. That's okay. Getting a 3rd. I do have to be somewhat careful here. I know that they got some nastiness, so I don't mind going in there for the attack, but I do have to be careful that I'm not going to get hurt too badly. Like, attacking the enemy here is, well, it will up my score, but I cannot allow that to... ultimately be bad for me. I'll just resupply them soon. There's no need to do it now either. I think that'll be it though. Or I can still deploy some panzer units. Oh wait. Let's go SS Viking, eh? Alright, let's get the OK 17 to 9 command points. I'm gonna have to do that at some point anyway. Might as well do it now. No, that means that once again, I'm spending a lot of prestige points on getting them to upgrade, but although let's stick to the free option for now. And Divizia Muta, they're also going to be here for a while. Let's go. I'll continue. I can still get a higher score here and beef up my units, which is, I think, more important. That's okay. 5 is fine. A 9 is 2, but not a 3. Wouldn't mind getting these guys to elite either, but it does not seem like that's going to happen anytime soon. You're still at regular, but this will get them into veteran status. So I said I'm not going to use a 3. Let's keep moving them down. Okay, so now I shouldn't have done that actually, but luckily it turned out reasonable. Bam. One thing that I find pretty interesting here is that they pretty much just allowed me to get there. Now oh, that's there. Alright, so let's get these guys to go and take that position. I'll take Azov and the area around it. So they also shouldn't be able to do that, and the rest of my units, like the supplies here, should be fine now. They're already elite, so I don't feel like attacking there will be that great of an idea at this point. But I can attack there. This will get them to 250. Let's move back 1 hex. I don't see them moving a whole lot now anymore. Either way, so that is also looking good. What can I still do? I really should not forget to do that. That would be a big disaster. No need either to do or to get any of those guys. Oh, you guys can get further down. That's okay. That should be it for turn 7. As long as the AI That's fine. 2 of them are already weak. The other 2 are also not doing super well. So that should be okay. Now, in terms of supplies, let's move you back. Going in here. Take that. They shouldn't be able to deploy any units in that sector. nor down here while I move in here. .380 elite. I could again go for that free option. Again, it's not so bad, I think. They almost got to elite. Okay, this is a really bad option, the river crossing. I guess I'll go for it then. I mean, they're elite, so I'm no longer using them for attack. I can attack with them. Let's see though. Because these guys can actually attack that. And with the Italians, for example, I will, I think, always go for the free option. I just straight up don't have the money to continuously upgrade all my units. Which is the problem. At any rate, it would have been nice if they had an overrun, but at least they're veterans now. They're already elite. You're certainly not attacking. You're also elite. Both of those are elite as well, although I think all of those will wail away on the next turn. So I'll just, I guess, take any attacks that I can get. Take any prisoners that I can get. Kill them. Get my units as close to a regular road as possible. Or a rail, I should say. And they cannot get out, unfortunately, so I have to stick with that. But besides all of that, everything else is pretty much set in stone. So the only thing I need to do now is clear that up. get the... First Panzer Army HQ. And then I'll have one more turn to clear the rest. Try and deal a little bit more damage. Things like that. And there we go. Let's continue. Okay. I think even that doesn't really matter that much anymore. They're a bit too powerful, I guess, for my taste. Let's move you back. Should be about it. Didn't get a whole lot done there, but... Don't attack with more, please. Sweet. And yeah, I thought I would have been able to see this. Maybe not. Anyway, I lost one specialist step, the engineer, and I guess then that was the German engineer. Sadly, in that 4 roll, and then we also lost one Romanian in a bad roll, but that's about it apparently. And yeah, we'll continue along here. Things went fairly well at that. I can now spend 50 prestige to focus on the Caucasus. I did get my X. I don't remember where the X was. So there was Sevastopol. But I'll be taking care of that in the next episode. So I wanted to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.